Well, hello, welcome, ladies. Welcome, Emily and Carla. We're going to go through just a really quick, basic launch overview of the 48-hour game plan. We're going to get started, and then we're also going to go through the comp plan briefly and over the basics of navigating to the back office. So, just real quick to log in. So you've got your login. Emily, and that login, I have to log out actually real quick just to show you what that looks like. So when you go to log in, it's going to take you to this screen, which is a login screen. You're going to enter your username and password. I suggest everyone to take their cell phone, open up a Tranont contact, and put in their number, their password, and all of their websites so that everything is there, especially as a new associate, because just not trying to forget it or memorize it, or when you want to send someone your link, you have the link in your phone that you can just forward right to them and you won't forget. So moving forward, we're going to go through a basic sign in. And on the sign in, you've got your this home screen shows new people that are coming in your business. Hey, it's my brother-in-law, some other people who came in. So it's going to have a basic screen, shows your current, we're at the beginning of the month, so it shows my previous qualified volume, shows my current, shows I'm Pearl right now. So, and then up here, and they call this, you can shop over here on the right. You got Brizzo Pure, then the regular. They've separated the CBD website and shopping for corporate purposes from the traditional website with all our other products, the life enzymes, etc. So you can shop either one from the back office, which goes to your associate discount. And then you have this drop-down menu. Some people call it a sandwich menu or a hamburger. These three lines kind of looks like a sandwich. If you click on this menu, you get a drop-down. So this drop-down, as an associate, a lot of the parts you're going to be using is the associate center and the sales tools and training. There's a lot in there. There's also some other stuff to access the wealth core here, and you can shop to access the health core, manage your auto ship, calendar. But we're going to focus on the first thing, which is associate center. Associate center will take you into the back office, and it's going to show you a few things. It's going to go into every month, you got your renew. It shows I've got 23 personally sponsored people. You only need 3. There's people doing very well who've only brought in 3. That's just fine. But what you do is you put these people in here, and every month they order their PV. I haven't ordered mine yet. My auto ship was towards the end of the month. I need to order here probably the next couple weeks for product. But you're not activated until the end of the month whenever you order. So this will be red until you order your required 100 PV, right? And that's how you get your overrides. You have to have your PV. So we'll go into that in a minute in the comp plan. And then whenever the 3 of your personally sponsored people start ordering, they're going to show up as inactive. So don't freak out if you have 2,000 people in your team and all of them order on the 31st. It'll show up like that until they order. So it shows my rank. It shows just my status in the business. My sponsor. I don't have an auto ship on right now. I turned it off. I'm switching. I had a bunch of product to order last month. So you got order now here. It's where you can go in and order product. It's basically shopping for yourself. It goes into your past commissions. Tree view, or like your family tree, I like to call it. We're not a top-down organization, we're a bottom-up. So you're the servant of the people that you're helping to be successful. And that's how we all win, is you serve them and make them successful, then by default you'll be successful. And then we've got producers, promotions, your past orders if you want to see what you ordered or forgot to order that you thought you ordered. Add a new distributor. Mobile health, that's part of the wealth core, but so if you're not using the wealth core, you don't need to worry about that. It's basically where you can set an appointment to talk to a doctor or a nurse practitioner, or a nurse for free, or a doctor or nurse practitioner. It costs like $45, but they'll write you a prescription if you need one. and then to order soothe is here. So also an important thing, Emily, is you've got your account. If you need to change information is there. A big one is tools. So when you go into your website, which is good, I like to have a phone number. So it's got your name. Mine's World Changers, because that's what I'm going to do. And everyone, you can put your name. Just put something simple that people won't forget. Like, if your name is really long and complicated, like, some really complicated long names you might know, you might want to simplify it and put like Krasinski or something simple. If your name is really challenging, you don't want people to mess up or spell it wrong or go to the wrong place. In this day and age, you send links, so it doesn't matter as much. As long as you send the link, just don't misspell it yourself, which I have on occasion being in a hurry. So pay attention. Simple is better. So like Emily T or ET or something, or Shalom or simple and simple that people won't forget. On your website, I like to put my phone number on there in case people forget, or it's a new customer or a referral, someone I don't know well. You have to use this format. For some reason, even though it was in bright red, I put it in with dashes. It looked all weird. So I went back and I realized, oh, there's a format. You have to be just like this to put your name on there. And that's going to show up on all your websites. So I'll just show you real quick. Tranont.com/World Changers. Boom. So it's going to show up here. It's going to show my email, my shop. So any of your customers you want to send, they can shop here. If they want to sign up, they can do it in two places. They can go to Join Us, or they can go all the way down to the bottom to sign up. So whatever is easier for them, they can shop on your website. Remember, for the CBD, they have to go to BrizzoPure.com. For corporate reasons, they had to put it in a separate type of website, but also your info shows up here. It's replicated so they can buy here. If it's a new customer, I like to personally get their info and sign them up so they don't mess up. So make sure it goes to my number. Once they're set up in the system under you can just text them their ID number and the website name, the ID number, and the password. That was a lot before we had the replicated sites. This does it automatically, but if I sign them up, it keeps them from messing up. So that's when it takes me 60 seconds to sign someone up. You need their name, email, phone number, address, basics like date of birth, I think. So, and then you sign them up. They can order right here on the back office. And so that's pretty simple, but it does say if they're not signed up, it will automatically on your replicated website put your referring ID in. So that's a save. That's a nice save for you as well. Any questions so far on this? Okay. And then we're going to go back. So in the back office, so you've got this. You can do your put in your photo. I should probably change this. A little too stale. But essentially, you can put a file. It has to be 300 by 400 high, 400 high, 300 wide, which I use Canva, canva.com. And then you can it says you can do a custom size, and it has to be a JPEG. So what happens is you can go, if you want to put a nice photo in there, I think it's a good personal touch, you can go to canva.com. You can do a quick custom photo. You can hit custom dimensions, and you can put width, which will be 300, and height 400, create new design, and then you can upload a photo. I can just show you how to do it real quick. It might take a second. Create new design, and then essentially you can upload any photo into there. That's why I build graphics. I had some team members I'll help, literally plug them in there. Just just to make it easy, you can take a big photo, a big file, you can plug it in there, right? And you can move it around however you want it. This is exactly what I did, right? Whatever. And then you hit publish. And when you hit publish, you want to go download and file type. It has to be JPEG. So JPEG. So boom, and there you go. There's your photo. So you can pick any photo, crop it. It's just that there might be other ways. That's just a really easy way for me to do an account with Canva. It's also good because I make graphics that I use for the team. And so when I want to, like, I have a truth about the CBD. So if I wanted to make this graphic and share it for Alabama, obviously you're going to change the address, but I can share it with you where you can edit it. And if you make a really cool one that you wanted to share, you can do that as well. All right. So I've got some different ones we've done for naturopaths that are going to talk. Like, let's talk about health. It could be you. It could be Emily Teese. We could do a health talk at my house. It's a free event. You come, we're going to talk about plant medicine, gut health, energy, and more. So I can share any of these with y'all if you like them, to edit them. If you have a graphic person, then hey, have at it. Make your own, but I'm happy to share. But we use Canva for a lot of us, and it's free. Okay. All right. So moving on. So back to the portal. So you've got we've got here. So we're going to go into back to the dashboard, right? So if you're looking for who's in your organization, you can basically go up here. If you have someone you want to get a tree view to find people. You know, like when you have people sign up, it's only going to show a couple levels deep. So it's only going to show like 4 people deep. These are, customers are going to show up in red. And then people are going to show up in blue that are associates. So, and when you click on these people, it's going to go back down to other people, and it's going to keep going down, farther. So wherever everyone is. So just kind of follow the yellow brick road, so to speak, but it's only going to show you 5 individuals deep at the deepest. Okay. So that said, once you have an organization with a lot of people, you get hundreds or thousands of people. I have 93. So if I wanted to find you, Emily, I'd just go Emily, search. If you had a question about your volume or something, it's going to go, boom, there you are. Okay, so Emily, your rank associate. Carla enrolled you. Here's your info. Should I need to contact you? Which you had to say yes, share my info. So then if you have someone new in the business that you just came on, you could contact them. Like, hey, just want to congratulate you. You're welcome to the team. The bigger the organization gets, so once you have like 1,000, hundreds of new people, in a month, it's going to get a little bit more challenging. That's why we build leaders down the organization. Okay. So that's the back office and navigating that there a little bit. And now we're going to go into the sales tools. Sales tools is important. So are you able to do this as well, Emily? Okay, well, I'll try to share the video, but when you go into sales tools, just as far as homework, we're going to go over this. I want you to, you want to download the game plan, 48-hour game plan. Okay, and then we'll schedule a personal time to go over this with you. But what this is like, hey, let's put in your start date, your ID, your username, and we want to know what your why is. We want to know, what are you fighting for? Why are you doing this business? Like, what are some benefits if you're going to sacrifice your time to build it? Like, what do you want to accomplish with the money that you earn, and what are your goals in that? That's going to basically give you focus here to help us to help you in whatever your plan is. If you go, hey, I want to hit Pearl in 90 days or less and get a $2,000 check, like both Carla and Chad are on track for that right now. So I think you can do it. It looks like Chad could probably hit Ruby as well, and so could Carla in 120 days, and that's $5,000. So that would be a $7,000 check if they hit it next month in 60 days by the end of this month. So we want to do that. I will. So we'll go into this. This has to do with the comp plan. So I'm going to go over the comp plan with you real quick. So let's go ahead and open that up. But you want to download this form, okay? It's in your back office under Sales Tools. Remember, the second drop down here, Sales Tools and Training. And then it's going to be right in the front under Sales Tools. And then also, we want to go under the compensation. If you're fluent in Spanish, feel free to download that one. If you're not, you probably want to pick this one in English. All right, so here's the comp plan. Here's what we want to start with to make it simple. You've got two ways to earn money. You've got A, you can do group volume, and B, you can do retail, or you can do both, right? So to override group volume, you need 100 points in personal volume right here, okay? And so to go per month, right? So you have to order your product. Preferably, you would like to use it. For example, with this scenario, you've got two types of people. In their model, which I love, they give you on a retail customer side in the blue, they give you a little less PV for their order, which counts towards your personal volume as a retail customer, but they pay you more commission up front because they're a retail customer. So we don't have to divide that pie as much if someone orders way down the line in your group. Okay, so you notice the PV is a little smaller, but you're going to get paid based on customer points. So you're going to get a bigger paycheck for having direct customers. And here's the scale. So let's say to simplify it, you just sold Soothe. You can sell all of this and they all count, but if you're just selling Soothe, that's 80 points. So 2 Soothe, if you look down here for the scale, 2 Soothe is 160 customer points. 2 times 80 is 160. So you'd be down at 10% of this 80 points. 10% of 80 is $8. It's dollars. So $8 times 2 sales is $16. Does that make sense? 10% of 80 is $8 a bottle. As soon as you hit 3 bottles, that's 240. 3 times 80 is 240. That bumps you up here. That means, so for the month, at the end of the month, when they write your checks, if you sold 3 bottles, you get 20% commission. 20% commission of $80 for customer points is $16 a bottle times 3. That will be $48. Does that make sense? Okay, so once you hit 12 bottles is 960 points. So as soon as you hit 13 bottles, it puts you above 1,000. That means you move to 35% commission of 80 customer points, which also equals dollars for that sale. That's $28 a bottle. So if let's say you sell 15 bottles of the CBD fluid in a month, that would be $420 in commissions. Yep, it's just about however many. If they ordered a 10-pack, there would be 800 points, right? Yep, that's exactly right. No, with a customer, you don't have to have any PV. That's a retail customer. You just straight customers. You wouldn't have to. I would recommend to have product. It's hard to market a business without any product. It's like going to a Toyota dealership and there's no cars to show. That would be kind of awkward. But you can. I know people who've gotten away with it who are really good at, really good relationships. They've got a really good history, but just because they had to at that particular time, or they were excited and talked to people and their friends that trusted them said, yeah, I'm in, let's do it, before their product arrived. So just had another guy call me today. He's like, I told my buddy what I was doing. He said, I'm in, let's do it. He's like, how do I get paid? He's like, I don't know anything yet. So he's like, but I'm with you. Let's do this. Brothers in arms. So that's retail customers. So if you sell a 10-pack, that will be 800. If you sell 2 10-packs to your chiropractor friend wanted to stock up, that will be, 1,600 points, there'll be $820 for you from that one account for that month. And if they did it every month, there you go. No, it resets. So let's say you get 20 retail customers in a month. Some order every month, some don't. As long as you hit 13 bottles, you'll be bumped at the end of the month to all those bottles will be 35%. So hopefully, yes, a good goal is to add 13 new retail customers a month, and they'll get other products too. They'll get Life, they'll get Glow, Restore. You know, everyone's a little different in what they choose and what their health needs are. But yeah, they're going to have all these other products counting as well towards customer points. Now, I'm just using Soothe as an example. Okay, so we'll move forward from retail to group volume. So group volume is the customer points isn't as significant. It's just calculated a little different. You really want to focus on PV, because PV, your personal volume, when their personal volume that's in your groups as associate becomes your group volume, or GV. So if everyone in your organization, let's say you sign up let's say you sign up 15 people and they all do a 200 PV. 15 times 200 for that month will be 3,000. Okay. And then if you did 200 PV, your PV would show up as 200 PV, but all of their personal volume would show up in your group as 3,000 GV. Does that make sense? Their personal volume of people in your team is counted as your group volume. Okay, that's the difference between PV and GV. It's the same points, it's just they're in your group and you're you. And so you have your qualifications every month for the way the company works, and they have theirs. So, which is good, because you should be using something that you're selling if you believe in it, which I do, and that's why we're all here, right? We've all tried it, it works. Okay. So now that you understand the point value, let's come down here. There are some bonuses you can start with, and the easy way to get that is through the health core and the wealth core. The wealth core is $125 a month, right? And that has several features, which we'll have to go over another time when I have a little bit more time, but we've already mentioned those, and we have a video that goes into that. If you I know that your focus at the moment is the health, so we're going to focus on that right now. So the health core is 3 products. The health core is the Life, the Vibe, and the Balance. So the Life is our digestive enzyme product, which is one of our flagship products, which is awesome for prebiotics, probiotics, and digestive enzymes, because 80% of the immune system and health begins in the gut, which you understand. Okay. So, and then the Vibe is our energy product and mental clarity product. Has lion's mane mushroom, ginkgo biloba extract, niacin, vitamin B, riboflavin. It's got a whole bunch of goodies for energy and mental clarity, and doesn't give you like a crash. So it's a really good product on the energy side. I use it for workouts or sports. Before I go play volleyball or go surfing, I use that. And Balance is the chelated, chelated whole food vitamin supplement. Okay, so what that is, it's a non-synthesized whole food plant-based vitamin. So for you, has the basics, the absorption level's really high. Chelated means it's attached to an amino acid, so it comes in your body like a food, because your body absorbs it like a food. It's way more recognized as a food. It's way more absorbed. So you've got a health core and a wealth core. If you pay the $99 free shipping for the year, you get everything free shipping for the rest of the year, which I highly recommend everyone that can afford it as soon as you can to do that, because it'll be cheaper in the long run. And then whenever you need a bottle of this or a bottle of that, for stock, if you run out, you ship it. It's free, a one-off. You don't have to congregate all your shipping to one day, and without wasting money. It's just going to be cheaper. It's kind of like Amazon Prime. So whenever you're ordering health products, anything but the collagen, you can order for free at any time. In the collagen, I would say if you order it, order more than one at a time. It's going to be way cheaper for shipping to do that. Okay, so you've got the health core, the wealth core. The health core is $140 a month plus shipping. Okay, the health core is $125 a month. There is no shipping, so shipping is about $10. If you have free shipping, it's $140, and it's $240 if you combine them both. It's 200 points. So at 200 points, whether you use it through product or you use the health and the wealth core, which will be probably the least expensive way to get it, will give you 200 points. 200 points volume, as long as you start every calendar month, right? It says associate must use the builder pack within 10 days on here, but and they must maintain 200 PV for the month to sign up to qualify. So you have to have 200 PV. It will qualify you for these bonuses, which are the bonuses up here in 90 days. Okay, so all right. Correct. Okay. So in that, so let's starting out. So you've got 100 PV. Let's say your team, they don't want to go after the bonus, and they're just each person averages 100 point volume. Okay. So 1,500 points will be 15 people. Correct. And that would basically 1,500 points with 3 personal sponsors, with no max leg taking up more than 65% of that. So what that does is, this is important because you can't have one monster leg of 20,000 points and one baby leg of 300 points. They want balance. So if we're going to look at a calculator, 65% of 1,500, so 0.65 times 1,500. So they won't count any one leg. Oh, come on. I don't know what I did. All right. 0.65 times 1,500. It's going to be 975. Is 975. Okay, so they won't count for Jade any more than 975. So if you have 2 legs as you're getting started, which we recommend, start with 2 legs. 975 will be your biggest points that'll count for that leg. So your other leg has to be 525, right, to equal your 1,500. Or it can be more, it just can't be less. So remember, you want to keep balance in your organization. You can hit Jade and Pearl with 2 legs, but to hit Ruby, you need 3 legs. And over here, you see 50-50. So if you had 2 legs, the max, so if you need 5,000 points, the max, any one of those legs they'll count is 2,500 points, right? 0.5 times 5,000. Does that make sense? You're keeping balance. Sometimes you have to see it a couple times. Correct. Yep, you with Pearl, it's just saying any one leg, they won't count for more volume. If let's say you had 3 legs, you could have 1 for 50 and 2 for 25 technically, and it could be one would be 2,500 points and the other could be 1,250 a piece, but they won't count any more than 50% for if you have 2 legs. So if you had if one was 3,500 and one was 1,500, they would only give you 2,500 points for that if you only had 2 legs to hit Pearl. So they won't give you more than 2,500 points for your biggest leg in the Pearl stage. Once you get to Ruby, you need 3 legs. So you've got to have 10,000 points, right? But the max leg would only be 45%. That'll be 4,500 points is the max leg. So if you had 2 legs at 4,500, that's 9,000. Then 1 leg at 1,000, boom, you're perfect. You hit it, and you have to have 200 PV to get those out. Yeah, and if you 10,000 points is group volume. That's in addition to your personal volume. And correct. No more than 45% of this total 10,000 points for your biggest leg. So, yeah, so make sure that if you have, you could have 2 legs at 45%. You could have a 4,500, a 4,500, and 1,000, and that would be 10,000, and you would be Ruby. If you do it in 120 days and keep your PV qualifications, that's a $5,000 check in 120 days. So, but you have to keep your calendar monthly PV per month, right? So if you start mid-month, you have to hit 200 PV that month, right? And even though you might hit it mid-month, Pearl, the 90 days, does that make sense? Let's say you start mid-February, you have to have 200 PV by the end of the month to stay in the qualifications. So you're mid-month. But in 120 days, no matter where it falls in the month, as long as you hit it, you're going to get that Ruby volume. So, and ladies, I've got a, does that help you? So we will continue this. We'll get you to Ruby, and then everything kind of carries on throughout the rest of the legs with the volumes and the dates. And you're maxed out at only needing 200 PV for all the other positions, and then the legs follow suit as well. The reason why you want to hit Emerald as a minimum, it's not only the bonuses if you want to go after the bonuses, but you begin to get a share of the bonus money in the max pool, in the pools. So there's a lot of extra money on the table. So the quicker you do that, you get to the top, the bigger, especially now that the CBD market is really hot, you can explode across the country early because this is a new business and the market just opened and we have a great product, and then your organization will just take off. So massive action early will always duplicate faster down the line. When your team of 100 becomes a team of 1,000, your team of 1,000 becomes a team of 10,000. So as you build it, the quicker you build it now, the better off you'll be with this new market and the CBD market opening up, having such a great product, etc. Does that make sense? Especially with these when these other nations start opening us as for world travelers like ourselves. So, so I can stay on the phone. I'm going to stop the share and in the meeting on here, I can answer a couple questions on the phone, but I have to